Gonna go for a shock. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Whoa!
When people think dangerous animals, they picture Africa or Australia. But Venezuela is a whole different league. Its jungles and rivers are packed with creatures that could ruin your day, and most people, including Trump, have no idea what's lurking out there. 5. The Bushmaster. Let's kick things off with a snake that sounds like it was named by an action movie villain, the Bushmaster. This isn't your garden variety danger noodle. We're talking about the longest venomous snake in the Western Hemisphere, reaching lengths of up to 12 feet. That's right, 12 feet of absolutely not. The Bushmaster hangs out in Venezuela's rainforests. And here's the thing that makes it particularly nasty. It's a pit viper with hemotoxic venom. What does that mean for you? Well, if you're unlucky enough to get bitten, that venom starts destroying your blood cells and tissue. We're talking about severe pain, massive swelling, bleeding from basically everywhere, and potentially organ failure. Fun times, am I right? What makes the Bushmaster extra dangerous is its temperament. Unlike some snakes that would rather slither away, this guy can be surprisingly aggressive when disturbed. It's also a sit-and-wait predator, which means it could be chilling on the forest floor, perfectly camouflaged, just waiting for some unfortunate mammal or person to walk by. The mortality rate from Bushmaster bites is significant, especially if you're deep in the jungle, far from medical help. And let's be real, if you're encountering a Bushmaster, you're probably not close to a hospital. The locals treat this snake with serious respect, and you should too. 4. The electric eel. Now, I know what you're thinking. An eel? Really? How bad could it be? Oh, my friend, let me enlighten you about one of nature's most shocking creations. Yes, that pun was intentional. And no, I'm not sorry. First off, the electric eel isn't even an eel. It's actually a type of knife fish. But who cares about taxonomy when this thing can generate up to 860 volts of electricity? That's enough to knock a full-grown horse off its feet. Literally, there are documented cases of this happening. Electric eels live in the murky waters of the Orinoco River and other Venezuelan waterways, and they use their electrical discharge for two main purposes: hunting and self-defense. When they hunt, they send out lower voltage pulses, but when they feel threatened, that's when they crank it up to maximum voltage. Here's the terrifying part. Multiple shocks from an electric eel can cause respiratory failure or heart arrhythmia. People have drowned after being shocked because the electrical discharge caused their muscles to seize up. Even if the shock doesn't kill you directly, you might not be able to swim to safety. And in the muddy waters where these creatures live, you often can't see them until it's too late. The electric eel can be up to 8 feet long and can deliver multiple shocks in rapid succession. They've been known to leap out of the water to attack threats, pressing their chin, where the positive electrode is located, against their target while the rest of their body's still in the water. It's basically a living taser that can follow you. 3. The Brazilian wandering spider. The Brazilian wandering spider, also found throughout Venezuela, consistently ranks as one of the most venomous spiders on the planet. The Guinness Book of World Records even gave it the title of world's most venomous spider at one point. This isn't some shy, web-dwelling creature that minds its own business. Oh no, this spider actively wanders around and it has zero chill. These spiders don't build webs to catch prey. Instead, they hunt on the ground, and during the day, they hide in dark places. You know, like inside shoes, under furniture, and in bunches of bananas or in clothing. Basically, all the places you don't want to find a highly venomous spider. When threatened, the Brazilian wandering spider doesn't run away. It rears up on its hind legs in a defensive posture, showing its fangs, and gets ready to strike. And strike it will. This spider is aggressive and has no problem biting repeatedly. The venom is a neurotoxin that can cause intense pain, inflammation, loss of muscle control, breathing problems, and in some cases, death, particularly in children or those with compromised immune systems. Even if the bite doesn't kill you, you're in for an absolutely miserable experience. Some bite victims report pain so intense they were screaming for hours. Oh, and here's a fun fact. The venom can also cause priapism in males. Yes, that kind of priapism. Researchers have actually studied the venom as a potential treatment for erectile dysfunction. But trust me, you don't want to get it the natural way. 2. The poison dart frog. Okay, so technically the most deadly species of poison dart frog, Phyllobates terribilis, aka the golden poison frog, is primarily found in Colombia. But Venezuela is home to several other highly toxic species in the Phyllobates and Dendrobates families. These little guys are absolute proof that the most dangerous things come in small packages. These frogs are stunningly beautiful, with a range of colors from bright yellows, electric blues, to vibrant reds. In nature, bright colors usually means, "Don't touch me, I'm poisonous." And these frogs are screaming that message. The toxins in their skin, called batrachotoxins, are among the most powerful natural poisons on Earth. Here's what makes them so deadly. You don't even have to eat them or get bitten. Just touching one can be fatal if you have any cuts or if you touch your mouth or eyes afterward. The indigenous peoples of South America have used these frog secretions to poison their blow darts for hunting for centuries, hence the name. A single golden poison dart frog has enough toxin to kill 10 grown adults. The poison works by disrupting the nerve's ability to communicate with muscles, leading to heart failure. There's no antidote. If you're exposed to enough of the toxin, you're basically done. The good news? These frogs don't produce the toxins themselves. They get it from their diet of specific insects in the wild. Captive-bred poison dart frogs aren't actually toxic. The bad news? If you're in the Venezuelan rainforest, you're dealing with wild ones that are absolutely toxic. These tiny assassins are only about an inch long, but they're a perfect example of why you shouldn't touch wildlife, no matter how pretty it is. 1. The Venezuelan pit viper. And here we are at number 1, the fer de lance, also known by various local names like mapaner in Venezuela. If there's one animal that truly earns the title of Venezuela's deadliest, it's this snake. This is the creature responsible for more snake bite deaths in Central and South America than any other species. The fer de lance is a member of the Bothrops genus, and Venezuela has several species, with Bothrops venezuelanus being endemic to the region. These snakes are masters of camouflage, blending perfectly into the leaf litter of the forest or agricultural areas. They're ambush predators that will sit perfectly still for days, waiting for prey to wander by. What makes the fer de lance so deadly isn't just its venom, though that's certainly terrifying enough. The venom is hemotoxic, causing severe pain, swelling, tissue death, and internal bleeding. Without treatment, you can expect anything from losing a limb to dying from multiple organ failure. The venom also has neurotoxic properties in certain species, affecting your nervous system and breathing. But here's what really makes this snake so dangerous. It lives where people live. Unlike the bushmaster, which sticks to deep rainforests, the fer de lance is perfectly happy living near human settlements, in agricultural areas, and along forest edges. It's adaptable, common, and has a hair-trigger defensive response. These snakes are also incredibly fast strikers and can inject a massive amount of venom in a single bite. They're responsible for more human deaths than any other snake in their range. Not because they're the most venomous, but because encounters are so common and the snakes are so well camouflaged that people step on them before they even know they're there. The fer-de-lance also gives live birth to dozens of babies at a time, and those babies are venomous from day one. A nest of baby fer-de-lances is basically a minefield of tiny death dealers. Medical treatment needs to be swift, and even with antivenom, victims often suffer permanent damage. In rural areas of Venezuela, where medical care isn't immediately accessible, the mortality rate is significant. These creatures prove that you don't need to go to Africa or Australia to find nature at its most lethal. South America has plenty of its own deadly residents. Thank you very much. The next time someone talks about dangerous wildlife, maybe give Venezuela a mention. It's got enough venomous, shocking, and toxic creatures to keep even the most adventurous wildlife enthusiast on their toes. Or, better yet, safely inside with the doors locked.